All right, let's talk about it. There's a new class of drugs that is totally changing the game when it comes to weight loss. But, beyond all the hype and what you see on social media, what's the real story? Well, we're about to get into it.
We are going to cut through all the noise to really understand what these medications are, how they actually work, how effective they are, and what the often overlooked reality is for the people taking them. This is the real story of the GLP-1 revolution. So first things first, what exactly are these drugs? They've become this global phenomenon for weight loss, but believe it or not, they were actually developed for something completely different. Let's break down the science.
So the term you'll hear is GLP-1 agonist. And get this, these medications were first approved way back in 2005, but to treat type 2 diabetes. Their whole job was to help manage blood sugar. But doctors started noticing this really powerful side effect. People were losing a significant amount of weight. And the way they work is actually pretty cool. They just mimic a hormone our own bodies produce naturally.
Okay, so here's how it all goes down. When you eat, your gut releases this hormone called GLP-1. These drugs basically act like a superpowered version of that hormone. And this does a few really incredible things. For one, it slows down how quickly your stomach empties, which is a big deal. But it also sends these signals directly to your brain, pretty much telling it, hey, we're full, we're satisfied. And the result? Your appetite goes way down, and those intense cravings just start to fade. Now that all sounds fantastic in theory, right? But how well do they actually work in the real world? Well, we just got a huge answer in the first major head-to-head trial that compared two of the biggest drugs on the market specifically for treating obesity, not diabetes.
In one corner, you've got semaglutide, which is a pure GLP-1 agonist. And in the other corner, you have tirzepatide. Now this one's a little different. It's a dual agonist. It doesn't just target GLP-1, it also hits another powerful gut hormone called GIP. So the big question on everyone's mind was, does hitting two targets instead of one really make a difference?
Oh yeah, the answer was a huge, resounding yes. Just look at this chart. After 72 weeks, the semaglutide group lost almost 14% of their body weight, which, don't get me wrong, is amazing, but the tirzepatide group lost over 20%. That's a 47% greater weight loss. A massive difference. But the story doesn't stop there.
Turns out, the tirzepatide group also saw an extra 5.4 centimeter reduction in their waist circumference on average. Now, this isn't just about your pants fitting better. This specific number is actually a supercritical health metric, as you're about to see.
And here's exactly why that number matters so much. Reducing the fat around your abdomen is directly linked to reducing your risk of death. That's huge. So that extra reduction we just saw has profound implications for long-term health and a bunch of other cardiometabolic factors.
The results are they're undeniable, they're impressive. But this is where the story takes a pretty sharp turn. Okay, the drugs work, but for how long? And what's the catch? It's time for a reality check. This number right here is staggering. According to one huge study, a full 85% of patients stopped taking their GLP-1 medication within 2 years. 85%. So the vast majority of people just don't stay on them long term. The question is, why? Well, it really boils down to three main reasons. First, the side effects are no joke. Over 70% of people report issues, mostly gastrointestinal stuff like nausea and diarrhea. And for some, it's bad enough that they just have to stop. Second, these drugs are incredibly expensive, and getting insurance to cover them can be a real battle. And finally, some people just hit their goal and decide they're done. But what happens then? And this, right here, reveals the biggest catch of all. A follow-up study found something pretty stark. On average, people regained 2/3 of the weight they had lost within just 1 year of stopping the medication. So it really seems like the benefits are directly tied to being on the drug. And there's another hidden risk in how the weight comes off. Well, yeah, most of it is fat. A really significant chunk, we're talking up to 40%, can be lean muscle mass, and that is a serious problem. Losing muscle slows your metabolism way down, making it even harder to keep the weight off later. Not to mention, it's just vital for your overall strength and health. The impact of these drugs isn't just personal. It's creating these massive ripple effects across society, starting in a place we all go, the grocery store. Let's start with the classic shopping cart. Research on what people buy shows that before these drugs, carts were often full of things like sweets, salty snacks, sugary drinks, the classic craving-driven foods that, let's be honest, we're all familiar with. Now, look at the after cart. It's like night and day.
Because the drugs are tamping down those powerful cravings we talked about, people's choices are fundamentally changing. They're avoiding processed stuff and instead reaching for high-protein and high-fiber foods. This shift is so big that the food industry is already starting to adapt, focusing more on nutrient-dense foods and smaller portions.
So we've seen these incredible results, right? But we've also seen major challenges like weight regain and muscle loss. And this brings us to the single most important takeaway of this whole thing. What is the real path to success here?
Here it is. This is the crucial point. Experts all agree that these drugs are an unbelievably powerful tool, maybe the best tool we've ever had for kickstarting weight loss. But they are not on their own a magic cure for a chronic condition like obesity.
Real, lasting success demands a whole plan. The medication is that powerful first step, no doubt. But it has to be paired with nutrition, especially getting enough protein to fight that muscle loss we saw. It has to include resistance exercise to build and hold on to that vital lean mass. And so importantly, it requires behavioral support to build habits that actually stick, habits that can fight off that weight regain long after the prescription might end.
So that's the ultimate question, isn't it? The science has handed us this incredibly powerful tool, opening a window of opportunity. The real challenge now, for doctors and for all of us, is to use that window to build a truly sustainable new lifestyle. That is the real story and the future of this revolution.